Good morning and welcome. I'm Jennifer Knigley with CCBJ, and we're thrilled to be working with our partner Reveal to present today's Tech Tuesday webcast, Discover Reveal, Empowering Legal Professionals with Choice. Our distinguished speaker is Jeffrey Wolf, Director of Corporate Solutions for Reveal. We encourage you to ask questions as well as fill out the survey with your feedback in the end. And if you're interested in the presentation, you may download it using the blue paperclip icon. And all icons are located at the bottom of your screen. And now it's my pleasure to pass it off to Jeffrey. Jeffrey?
Thanks, Jennifer. Good morning, everyone. Happy to be speaking with you today about Reveal and our solutions. Just a little bit about myself. I have been in the eDiscovery industry for about a decade now, and primarily focused on both corporate, state, and local government customers, but Reveal obviously works across those sectors as well as with law firms and legal service providers. I wanted to start you off a little bit, for those of you that may not be familiar with Reveal, a little bit about our journey as an organization. Reveal began in 2011 with its review platform, was Reveal eDiscovery. And through, as you can see on the timeline, through a wealth of acquisition and innovation, has really built an entire pipeline of solutions for the legal professional that spans all the way from information governance, all the way through presentation and trial prep. Just taking you through that a little bit, you can see 2019, they acquired Mind's Eye. That was a processing engine that forms the basis of Reveal processing. The big change with Reveal as an organization was 2021, when they acquired both NextLP and BrainSpace, which were the two leaders in artificial intelligence in the legal technology industry. BrainSpace still very much in use by our competitors' customers. As a matter of fact, BrainSpace, we still sell BrainSpace as a standalone product, but both BrainSpace and NextLP were built into the Reveal platform in that 2021 timeframe. Fast forwarding a little bit, we acquired a company called Technically Creative to help us build data connectors. They were very good at connections to external systems. And that also played very nicely with the acquisitions in 2023, just last year. 23 was a busy year for Reveal. We, right at the beginning of the year, acquired Legal, which is was a legal hold solution that really focused on evidence collection and management. And then both the Logikcull and iPro double acquisition that happened in the August timeframe was $1 billion acquisition in the legal technology space. I actually came from the iPro acquisition and joined the Reveal family, and it's been great. So I want to take you through what that looks like in terms of our ecosystem of solutions. Reveal very much focuses on a mindset that we want to not sell solutions to our customers, but become partners with them in their journey as it relates to legal technology. And that begins well before the EDRM. It begins back in the information governance space. So we have solutions that came from iPro around data archiving, and in-place search. I'll touch on that one a little bit more, but also remediation, being able to migrate data out of its locations if it meets a criteria that, for example, rot or sensitive data resides where it shouldn't be. Remediate's able to move that data out. Then our live EDA is really a unique offering in the space that is in-place search, that allows you to cull the data before you push it downstream into the traditional EDRM workflow in the processing and review platform. Our Reveal Hold solution that was previously named Legal, that's our legal hold product, but it does both legal hold notification and preservation and collection. And then, of course, our freedom of choice in eDiscovery Review, both the Logikcull platform, a very straightforward, easy to use, easy to adopt solution for organizations to manage their own in-house practice, but also the flagship Reveal eDiscovery Review product. And then finally, closing it off with the leader in trial prep and presentation, that is the Trial Director product that came also from iPro. Today, we're going to be focusing from a solution standpoint. I'm going to show you 4 solutions at a very high level. This entire webinar is only 30 minutes long, so each of these solutions I could probably spend an hour on easily, but I'm going to kind of rapid fire do a presentation for you where you can see kind of the workflow of all of these products and how they play in the space. So you'll see Live EDA, Reveal, Hold, Logikcull, and finally Reveal. The fact that we have this entire suite of products gives us, most importantly, the ability to offer our customers a wide variety of use cases. So They are using Reveal solutions across, as I said, all of the sectors, corporate, state and local, education, law firms, and legal service providers are using a variety of use cases of our solutions, all the way from data retention and archiving, breach response, legal hold, in-place early data assessment, responding to public records and FOIA requests, traditional litigation, eDiscovery, and then, of course, trial prep and presentation in court. So we kind of covered the gamut of legal technology use cases. The first one I really want to talk a little bit more about is that live EDA solution. And this is our in-place search tool. It really does expedite and change the traditional EDRM workflow. So what you see in front of you, the funnel approach, on the left is our traditional workflow. That is, hey, we've got a case, we need to collect, let's say it's 20 custodians, and they have about 300 gigs of data in total. This is not an unusual case at all, right? This is kind of standard metrics for a medium-sized case. We need to process and filter all of that either through our vendor or through our in-house eDiscovery tools. And we're going to get down to a review set of about 81 gigs, 250,000 documents. And in the end, we're going to go through that expensive eDiscovery process and wind up with about 30,000 documents at the end. The numbers you see at the bottom, the dollar figures, these are real. This is one of our corporate customers, one particular case that they worked on. 300 gigs is not a huge case, and it cost them almost $500,000. Now you replace that at the top with a live EDA approach. So rather than collecting a whole bunch of data, 80 to 90% of which is not responsive, we search for that data in place. Live EDA will be connect to those data sources, create its own index, and let you search that data, and then push only what you need downstream into processing and review. So instead of pushing 900,000 documents to process, we pushed 225,000. And instead of reviewing 250,000 documents, we reviewed 60,000. But in the end, we got that same 30,000 doc productions data set at the end to send to the third party or the opposing counsel. Massive reduction in cost, a quarter of what it would have cost. So that this approach to in-place search really does have merit and ROI. The way we do that, like I said, is connecting to the data sources and then letting you perform your search in a single pane of glass that represents a live view of your data as it exists at that moment. I'll show you a little bit more on that when we go to the demonstration. Next, I'm going to show you the Reveal Hold product. So that, like I said, is our legal hold notification and preservation solution. It allows you to issue legal holds with questionnaires, track all of your responses, and manage that all from one central console. Your custodians can acknowledge, they can respond to their surveys. All of that is tracked, automated reminders, escalations, reporting, both at the project and the global level, requests allowing you to ask the IT department to image a laptop right through the solution and keep it all tracked together, and then close everything out as needed, lift the hold as needed, and have that preservation automatically removed at the end. We'll go through our Logikcull product. So of the two eDiscovery products, I'll show Logikcull first. It is very much a simple to learn, simple to use, but very powerful solution to allow organizations to get a handle on their in-house investigations, but also litigation without necessarily needing outside counsel or service provider. It can do a lot of really deep things with the data automatically, identifying deep text, automatically transcribing audio and video, letting you find the most inclusive threads, all very simple, very fast. It also even lets you search. You can see there, you can search by emojis, you can do chat review. And it has one of the best features I find with this product, which is the in-app chat support. You can literally chat with Logikcull support 24/7, 365 right from within the application. So no matter what time of day you're working, you can get help to do the work you need to do. This is the interface. I'll show you this a little bit more, but you can see at a glance you have all of your information available to you, including the underlines in the text. There's automatic PII detection. So we take care of a lot of things that public records side of the house and FOIA requests need, or if you just want to bulk redact a whole bunch of PII, it's very easy to do in the product. Lastly, I'll show our flagship solution, which is, of course, Reveal. Reveal differentiates itself as a enterprise level eDiscovery product because it has a heavy focus on artificial intelligence. This is obviously powered by both the NextLP and BrainSpace technology that we've built into the platform. We use a variety of different AI techniques within the product, natural language processing for things like entity recognition. We do phrase detection and concept clustering through BrainSpace, emotional sentiment analysis. You have, of course, traditional supervised learning, email threading, and concept searching. So this is going to let you get to the better results much faster than just doing traditional keyword search or even filtering. And I'll cover this, the Reveal product. This is a little look at the interface in our demonstration in a second. I'll also, if I have time, even touch on our new generative AI offering we call Reveal Ask. This is what everyone is most interested in lately, is the ability to leverage large language models for eDiscovery. So with that, let's switch over into the actual products. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here. And we will switch right into our first solution, which is Live EDA. There we go, just making sure it comes up before I begin. So this is a Live EDA interface. At this point in the process, Live EDA has already indexed the data within the organization. So you can see here on my left, these represent all of the data sources that I've connected Live EDA to. This in-place search tool can connect to all of O365 data sources, Google Workspace data sources, Box, Slack, ShareFile, Ignite, Windows file shares on-premise. It allows you to connect to all of these different data sources and index the data separately. So we don't rely on Microsoft's index, for example. We create our own, and that is a homogeneous index that you can use to search all of the data across the organization. And you can get very specific with it. So you can say, you know, for this particular case, maybe I only want to focus on Mail and OneDrive. And maybe I don't want to search across everyone within the organization. I want to search it on certain people or certain groups of people. And I can pick that and then select that, and that becomes the scope of my case. Then from there, I can start doing my searches. So from here, if I want to come up here and do a keyword search, I can do that. The system's going to search for a few seconds and return just from my result set the documents that have that keyword. My quick search box, and you can see here, hit highlighting on the results. My box here is going to give me, you know, basic keyword search, phrase search, Boolean proximity, and I can do that right from the quick search bar. I can scroll through my lists. I can filter and say, let's say I only want to see the email messages that had Mexico mentioned in them. It's going to filter my data sources down for me and show me only those messages that involve Mexico in emails. And if I click on it, I get a preview of the message. So at this point, I've collected no data. I'm just running my keyword searches across the organization's live content. And I can pick and choose what I want, either at an individual document or at an entire search tab, and export those results to my eDiscovery processing and review platform. I can also be much more granular about my search. So if I want to focus, let's say, on just a particular person, I can say, let's say, just Ariana Akers. Notice I have all of my metadata for email here, filtering on date range, filtering even on protection labels if you're using Microsoft or Azure protection. And so if I say search there, it's going to reset my results and give me only the documents that Ariana Akers sent that mention Mexico. And so again, I have my hit highlighting there. If I pick things that have attachments, it actually will it will pull those documents back for me. So for example, if I see, hey, this is this document, this email message has attachments associated to it. When I click on that, it'll show me the attachments. If I want to read the attachments, I can click that. It will reach out to the server and grab a copy of that message and display it in my browser for review. So all of this is done without having to collect the data first, which means I can be much more surgical about the data that I export downstream into eDiscovery. You'll notice I also have even a tag ability here. So I can actually tag documents, either individually or bulk. And those tags will live within the index perpetually until the document is deleted or removed from the system. So I can use that as a way to classify my documents and also tag sensitive documents that I'm going to know for multiple cases that are sensitive. So once I deem it sensitive, I can mark it, and that work product exists, whereas when I move data to eDiscovery, it doesn't. So that's at a high level what our live EDA platform does. I want to switch over and talk about reveal hold. Obviously, reveal hold, the legal hold process or the ECA process, it kind of depends on the case, which one you start with. I would often start with a legal hold and then decide I need to search and collect data, but sometimes it's the other way around. So I'm going to show you the reveal hold product, really designed to give you a holistic view of all of your projects. You can see I'm starting in my dashboard here, but I can go to my list of projects or what we call matters within the system. And I'm able to drill into each of my projects. I can see that reveal hold gives me the ability to store information about the case, which I really love. So it's a kind of a light matter management. If I want to store documents related to the case around, subpoenas or depositions or court orders that came related to this litigation, I can store them all here along with the project. But what I'm concerned most about is issuing my legal holds. So the way I do that is I can actually identify my custodians. We actually connect this application to Active Directory or whatever your identity provider is within the organization, or your HR system, or both. And so we have an up-to-date directory of all of your users. You can also add people outside of the organization in here as well. And then you can select the people that are relevant to the case. You can just pick them from the list. You can filter on different fields, and you can add them to your project. What that will do is they will show up now in your list of project custodians as people that are targets of the case. Either they have data or they're part of an investigation of some sort. The data itself, and this is where reveal hold shines, it has connectivity to about 40 different data sources. You can ask it to go and automatically preserve data in those locations. We do that through the APIs of the application. And it can also then, if you want, even collect the data. And we automate all of that through a project workflow template. So you can automate, that's one of the best things about the product is it will automate all of those steps for you. Here I've asked it to collect mail and OneDrive. And I can specify a date range for that. So I don't have to preserve an entire mailbox if I don't need it. I have the ability to specify, hey, I want you to focus on December 1st, 23 to February 15th, 24. That's the dates in question. Preserve that data so it can't be deleted. And then if the case proceeds, I can then collect the data, have reveal hold collect the data and push that data directly into the reveal platform. If you want, you can even use keywords to filter the data. I'm not a huge fan of that. Personally, my experience in eDiscovery is that the best practice is really to collect by custodian and date range and then let your eDiscovery product do the filtering by keywords, because you might miss something if that was not indexed properly by the native content management solution like 365, for example. Once you've identified your custodian and your date range, you're able to issue legal holds right from the interface here. So I have, if I wanted to issue a new one, all I have to do is click new hold. I could say this is my demo hold. I can attach a template for my notice, which you can view right in the interface. We support stylized text as well as placeholders and links. So we're going to automatically paste information in the message that you don't have to do manually. When it goes out to the custodians, you can attach a questionnaire for them to automatically respond in your survey and get questions back from the custodians. All of that is pushed automatically via email. You can attach additional files. We also have that concept of stakeholders. So people like the attorney that's managing the case, or HR or IT that need to be notified, but don't necessarily have content related to the case. And we do all the automated workflow, like reminders and automatic escalations, to make sure that they're responding. When they get their notification, they respond via their email, and then the system tracks whether they've responded or not. So you have all of that defensible information available to you. You can also collect their data through this. So I'm able to see if I want to preserve OneDrive and email for each of my custodians, it will do that. It will lock the content down in 365 for me. And if I ask it to, it will also collect that content and move it forward. All of that with reporting, both at the individual project level, but also global reports. And what I really like is this new ability to schedule those reports. So I don't have to manually run my reports. I can see them. They can be sent to me automatically on a time frame. One additional thing is this comes up a fair amount in larger organizations, but you can ask Reveal Hold to turn on an approval workflow so that when you create a legal hold, it has to go to someone for approval before it can be released to the custodians. So you can have that functionality as well built into the solution. And we also have this concept of requests within the product, the Reveal Hold product, that allows you to make requests of people within the organization. For example, let's say I need a laptop image. That is not something Reveal Hold can do automatically yet, but I can send a request through Reveal Hold, and then someone in IT will perform that task and then report that it was performed, and the system will track that along with the rest of the information about the case. So that's Reveal Hold in a nutshell. Now let's move downstream into our review products. I'm going to first touch on a Logikcull solution, which, like I said, Logikcull, both Reveal and Logikcull have different strengths. I think Logikcull's strength is really around its ease of use and its ability for users to simply pick it up quickly and do what they need to do without a lot of assistance. So I can simply easily create a project just by clicking right here. It's all built into the UX. I can get much more granular about my information if I need to, labeling, client matter codes, etc. But all I have to do is provide a name. The system will create a project. Logikcull is really good about notifications by email whenever major events take place, like you've created a new project or you've uploaded new data and it's been processed. Once the project's created, you have a dashboard here. You can see these are all of my existing projects. If I want to go into one of these projects, I can click into it. And you'll notice right here, we just simplify everything. So you have legal holds. There is the ability to do legal holds directly within Logikcull. And I suspect very soon we'll have Reveal Hold is actually being built this year into the Reveal interface. So you'll be able to do that same approach, Reveal Hold and Reveal with Logikcull Hold and Logikcull. But you can issue legal holds right from here as well. But you can also upload your data. And we make that very easy to do. So Logikcull gives you a drag and drop interface to drop your natives. If you receive a third-party production, you can upload that right from the interface. You don't need to hand it off to a support team. You can also cloud collect. So this product can work independently with its own connections to 365 and Google, but also to Box. So for our corporate in-house customers, they're doing a lot of email collection, but our law firm customers are often getting their data from clients and they drop it in Box. So this allows the law firm to simply connect to Box, grab the data, and bring it right into the processing system. They don't have to do any additional work. You can see that Logikcull does a great job of giving you information about the upload. So each of these is an upload in this particular case that I'm in. And you can see what was identified, embedded documents, documents that were duplicated, documents that had needed to be OCR'd, PII that was detected. All of that is automatic. Once the uploads are done, you go right to your search tab, and that's where you do your primary search and review. And what Logikcull is very good at is this filter carousel. This gives you a lot of information, and it's a very powerful way to get at the data quickly. So for example, in this case, if I want to focus on just email, I can click my email document type. I have my auto tags here that are generated by Logikcull, and I can see that it found the last email for me. So I can click on last email. If I want to focus on a particular person, I can actually scroll through the carousel here and say, hey, I'm only interested in the emails that Tracy Blackwell sent and only the ones that she sent to Charlie Hoover. And so when I click that, I've got my results down here filtering in real time. I can click on one of those documents and it will open right up in my viewer here. The viewer can pop out obviously into its own window, so you can use dual monitor setups. But all of the functions are available to me here just in one straight interface. I have my tagging, I have my similar doc comparison. I actually love this feature. So I can grab two of the similar documents and hit compare, and it will show me a side-by-side comparison of those documents. Logikcull lets you create single PDFs as output, but it also lets you split large PDFs. So if you want to share the review by multiple people, you can split a large PDF into multiple documents right in the UX. You can easily redact both manually and globally across the data here with Logikcull. You can see that PII detection, but I can also ask it to automatically redact the PII for me. All the other functions you'd expect, families, notes, all of that is visible right here in the UX. And we make it very easy for you to use. Once you're done with your review, you're able to easily go to download and create a production. what we call a download in Logikcull. The best part about that is that, and I'm not going to go through the whole process to download it, given the time I have, but I do want to point out one element that I really like about the solution is when you create a download, you have the ability to securely share that. So rather than download the production and send it to somebody else via some cloud sharing or FTP solution, you can invite that person into Logikcull to have only access to the production and only for a specified amount of time. So they can come in, grab the production that they need, and you get an email notification when that happens. Best part about Logikcull is really the in-app chat support. So 24/7, 365, there are people here that will answer in a median response time about 2 minutes, any question you might have. There's tons of great documentation, but that support team is always there to help. Finally is the flagship product, and that is Reveal. And as I said, the major differentiator with the Reveal platform is the fact that we are really all in on AI here. There is a heavy use of AI in the product. This is meant for larger review teams or teams that really need to leverage the artificial intelligence elements of Reveal. What I really like about the solution personally is that it's quick, it's responsive, right? So I come in here, I have my dashboard. If I want to select documents from a timeline, literally the moment I release that, I'm getting my result set. There's no lag there. And it's already giving me a result set here on the right. It's also giving me the candy bar. So we have a number of analytics right in the dashboard for you to make it very easy. The candy bar is one of them. This shows me my originals versus my near dupes and my exact dupes. So if I click on the pink area, I'm only going to have the original documents responsive to my search. Looking at the analytics down here, you have a lot more information. So I have metadata analytics. They're giving me just extension and custodian, but could be literally anything, any field. Natural language extraction. So all of your entity extraction is happening automatically. And that, again, that's the best part about the solution. A lot of eDiscovery products require that you have someone technical to set up the analytics after you process your data. A legal operations person who needs to be trained on that. That is not the case. Reveal has automated what they call the AI pipeline. So as soon as that data is processed, it goes through the AI pipeline automatically, and those analytics are built for you on the fly. But I can pick and choose and say, hey, I want to see only the documents that mention Enron North America. And that's because we have a phrase detection patent. So we can tell the difference between North and America versus North America, the continent. We have intelligence, emotional intelligence. You can see that down here. Your document rankings by predictive scoring. So the predictive scoring is actually an area I want to highlight, and that is uses our AI model library. This is probably the bread and butter of Reveal right here. And this is the ability to use these built and curated models that our data science team has made that allow you to automatically score your documents. So you don't need to train the classifiers in advance. You need to say, hey, I've got an internal investigation. I need to look for bullying, toxic language, or perhaps insulting and vulgar behavior that would happen in email, or I want to just filter out junk. I can look for my out of office or my sports and activities filters, and they will automatically score the documents for me, and then I can quickly filter out the data sets I don't need. So we give you a number of different ways of getting at that. Of course, the brain space cluster here, everyone's familiar with the brain space cluster wheel. This is concept searching. And lets me quickly get at information in my data set around concept clustering. So rather than keyword search, I also really like the communications analysis. This gives me a view of the data in my data set by who's communicating with whom. So it's a visual representation, right? So I can see here, when I look at this, I can see who's communicating within the organization, between what domains. If I look at this one should give me my actual people. So you can see a breakdown of who's communicating in the organization. I can see Steve Keen is sending a lot of emails, as is Vince Kaminsky, and I can follow those threads to see who they are talking to. Lastly, before I wrap, I definitely have to show our Ask product. Let me just wipe that out so you can see it from scratch here. And Ask is our new generative AI solution. This is where I'm going to end the presentation for today. So Ask allows me to use and leverage large language models to ask questions or interrogate the data. So who is the CFO at Enron? This is obviously Enron data, so it's going to come back with answers for me. but you can go well beyond answering or asking the system who, what, when, where, why questions. You can ask it to do things with the data. I asked it the other day to write 5 questions for me to depose a witness using the information in the data set of this project. And it gave me 5 very good, I ran them past one of the attorneys and staff, gave me 5 very good questions. But here you can see that it's coming back and saying, giving me a narrative response to my question, my prompt, along with the sources that it used in my data set. And this is Gen AI that is not escaping our project. So the only information it has access to is the documents in this project. So a very thoughtful approach at Reveal to make sure that we're offering Gen AI in such a manner that it is trustworthy within the confines of using artificial intelligence. That is a very brief overview. I know we're out of time. I actually do have a question in the queue I will answer. We had a question about what government entities use our products. There's a number of different entities, a lot of large cities in the United States, a number of large counties, a number of state and federal agencies are using both Reveal and Logikcull. Happy to delve more into that later, but I know we're out of time for today. So really appreciate everyone's participation. I look forward to speaking to you on more webinars and enjoy the rest of your day.